Tonight we're stepping into the shadows, into the kinds of stories villagers whisper only after dark. These are tales they don't share with outsiders. But tonight, you'll hear 5 of them. There are places people avoid, stories they refuse to repeat, and names they won't dare speak after dark. Tonight, we're exploring 5 new folklore horrors, whispered across forgotten towns and shadowed woods. If you feel something watching you while listening, don't turn around. Story 1. The Lantern That Walks the Riverbank. Along the banks of the Greywater River, locals speak of the Lantern Man, a wandering figure seen only on moonless nights. He carries an old oil lantern that glows with a sickly, pale flame. Those who encounter him say he never looks at you. He only watches the water. A fisherman once followed the glow, believing someone needed help. But as he approached, he saw the Lantern Man was not walking. He was floating, inches above the riverbank, his shadow moving the opposite direction of the lantern's light. The fisherman tried to run, but the glow followed him, sliding silently over the ground. He barely escaped. The next morning, search teams found deep footprints leading into the river, but none coming out. Only a single lantern flame flickering on the surface, slowly sinking beneath the water. Story 2. The Archivist of Hollow Mill. In Hollow Mill, the town's historical records are kept in a narrow brick building behind the old mill. It's said the archive is tended by a man no one has ever employed. They call him the Archivist. Visitors describe him as tall, polite, and impossibly quiet, his footsteps silent, his presence cold. He asks you your name, then disappears into the stacks before returning with a file containing every major event from your life, including things you have never told anyone. A traveler once broke the rule: never ask about the future. The archivist paused, then handed him a sealed envelope. It was dated 2 days ahead. The traveler left town in a panic, but curiosity won. He opened the envelope that night. Inside was a single sentence: "You should not have opened this." His body was found 2 days later in the exact aisle where he was handed the envelope. The file he'd been given was missing. Story 3. The Knock Under the Floorboards. In the mountain village of Keldmore, every home is built with heavy wooden floors, not for warmth, but to keep something beneath them. Residents claim you can hear knocking from under the boards during winter storms. 3 knocks, always in the same rhythm. A new family moved into an abandoned house and ignored the warnings. That first stormy night, the knocking began. The father lifted one of the floorboards to prove it was nothing. He expected to find pipes, animals, anything normal. Instead, cold air rushed out, and the knocking moved beneath the remaining boards, following his footsteps. The next morning, the house was empty. The floorboards were perfectly nailed back in place, but new knocks could be heard from beneath them, slower, heavier, as if something had been added to what lived there. Transition. Some stories rise from below, others climb up to meet you. Story 4. The Window That Looks Back. The old farmhouse on Stillwater Road has a single window that faces the woods. Locals say it's cursed, because anyone who looks through it at night sees something different each time. A passing motorist once stayed the night after his car broke down. He couldn't sleep, so he approached the window when he heard soft tapping from outside. In the reflection, he saw himself standing at the glass, but his reflection had no eyes, only dark, hollow sockets. He stepped back in terror. His reflection didn't. It pressed its hands to the other side of the glass, as if trying to push through. When dawn came, the reflection finally faded, but fingerprints remained on the inside of the window, despite him never touching it. Transition. Mirrors show truth. Windows show what truth avoids. Story 5. The Path That Wasn't There Yesterday. Deep in Pinecrest Forest, hikers sometimes find narrow trails that weren't there the day before. Locals call them echo paths, routes that lead you exactly where the forest wants you to go. A pair of campers followed one such path, believing it led back to the main road. But instead of leaving the forest, they found themselves circling the same dead oak tree. Again and again, no matter which direction they walked. At sunset, they realized the path behind them had vanished. Trees had silently grown together, sealing the trail. That night, they heard footsteps approaching their tent. But no voices, no breathing, just footsteps circling endlessly. In the morning, rangers found the tent collapsed, the campers missing. But the strangest part, a new path had appeared leading out of the forest. The rangers had never seen it before. And along its edges they found footprints in the dirt, leading inward, not out. 5 places, 5 warnings, 5 reasons some towns never sleep easily. If you want more folklore horrors like these, follow the trail of stories. But be careful where it leads. Some paths don't let you return.